Hello and welcome to the second video in my series on dark psychology, implementing dark psychology into your life, tips and tricks of that sort of sorts. You don't need to have seen the first video. The first video is it's optional. It's got important information about what dark psychology is, what you can expect to gain from it. This video is going to be on a element of dark psychology, which is mind reading, getting into someone else's mind using the methods of dark psychology. Now, you might think mind reading, you think of mind reading, you think of, well, obviously you can't go in someone else's mind, like by definition. And so you might think it's sort of like, basically you might think, oh, it's just empathy. It's be able to, look at their behavior and kind of tell what their state of mind is. Not exactly. Empathy is, as I've explained in other videos, is kind of an incoherent concept. I've never felt this empathy before. I'm pretty sure everyone else is making it up or just like being illogical whenever they talk about it. But no, what this is more about, I guess it's kind of what people kind of talk about, but it's more on the secret with the key insight of dark psychology is that most people have very disturbing inner worlds. That most people, and I mean, you can probably relate to this, right? Like if the thoughts that you had going on in your head were let out to the world, it would be some pretty horrific. It would be pretty fucking bad, right? You would be like kind of fucked, right? Like I would, obviously I would. Like I don't want, like, yeah. So yeah, like everyone's kind of like this, right? Where you're like, your thoughts got leaked and like, people realize you're actually like kind of a dark sadistic like monster underneath. Oh, by the way, I just totally botched it. Yeah. Yesterday's video, I've got it taken care of. It's pretty bad, but things are on the table. Things are on the table. Stay optimistic that we're going to figure that out. I totally spaced it. I totally spaced it. Yeah, I had this, no, I shouldn't say a freak out. I mean, it was pretty warranted because if not for myself, we'd still be in this predicament and we'd basically be fucked, right? But yeah, no, where was I with dark psychology? Oh yeah. So the first insight of dark psychology is that everyone around you is also equally as depraved internally as you. Now literally your first impulse might be to say that you're not a sick, twisted fuck underneath, that you're actually pretty normal. You're lying. The thing is, it would be so bad. We're all in this situation together. Like, don't. I mean, I just called you out for thinking that you're not twisted, and then I'm like a psycho for saying it. The thing is, it would be so bad if it kind of leaked how messed up and fucked up we all are. It would be so bad for that to happen that we literally convince ourselves that we're totally normal, that we're not like, freaky, disturbed, strange, psychotic, weirdo psychos, right? We literally convince ourselves that so we don't accidentally leak it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where that impulse is coming from, okay? And so as soon as you can get past that feeling and realize, oh yeah, literally I'm a psycho freak, and dark psychology tells me that literally everyone else around me is also like a deeply disturbed, freaked, fucked up mind. You know what I'm saying? And we're also always putting on fronts. And so the key insight of dark psychology is, so everyone else around you is a sadistic, fucking, disgusting monster. And whatever you're seeing of them right now, unless I guess it's, they're like, a serial killer or like, I don't know, they're just an asshole, right? Like unless they're showing you this directly, even an asshole sometimes, you might kind of like, posit yourself as like kind of an asshole, like I don't give a shit, like anti-hero kind of type deal. But might just be to cover up the fact that you're like, genuinely like evil. You're like actually like, a monster who like, sticks it, animals in garbage disposals and stuff like that, right? Like, yeah, you might get so even being an ass, but unless someone's like directly showing you like the darkest element of their psyche, which, again, someone could even be an asshole and not even, they're putting on another level. You know what I'm saying? So unless people are showing that, you're not seeing the true person. So basically you need to think about people constantly as fronts and as fakes and basically as puppets that are being controlled by a psyche that is a lot more depraved than you would expect of anyone else. A lot more disturbed, a lot more concerning, essentially. So the thing people always talk about is antisocial personality disorder, which is really just sociopathy, I think, or being a sociopath. Is that sociopathy? I might actually be wrong on that. Probably not. I'm probably not wrong on that. I'm pretty on top of these sorts of things. So yeah, usually like that. And so yeah, like we literally have this term sociopath that we was too woke, and so we changed it to like, or it wasn't woke enough, and so we changed it to the personality one. The thing is, not even the sociopaths in the first place never even existed, because the thing is, well, they exist, but basically a sociopath is, well, no. Well, a sociopath is someone who's been found out. You know what I'm saying? A sociopath is basically someone who's normal, who the doctors they let leak to the doctors that they actually are fucking twisted. So in a sense, like, you know, someone watches this video might think I'm a sociopath, right? But that's just because I'm speaking candidly, because I'm trying to educate people on dark psychology. Oh, I was gonna say there is still like a lingering chance that like the world still does end. And I didn't mention this in yesterday's video. Well, I was going to mention it, and then I kind of got cut off. Well, I cut myself off, of course, because I was the only person talking in the video. But I was going to bring up that you should definitely, and you should do this anyways. You should be downloading all of my videos, for posterity's sake, to have for the future, to prepare for the future, right? Where were we? Yes. Okay, yes, download my videos. Yesterday's video, I fucked up because I didn't mention you're supposed to download my videos. Yeah, so basically a sociopath is someone who's been found out, right? And so, yeah, so basically you need to think about, the key insight is you need to think about people not in terms of their personalities, or like, you know, personalities, quote unquote, because personalities are going to just mask what they're putting on. Learn about someone's personality, you're learning about a facade. It's like I'm trying to learn about Leonardo DiCaprio, and instead of learn about him, I start researching Jack from Titanic, right? Like, you're just totally missing the fucking point, right? You need to get deeper into the next level to actually have these sorts of insights. So, yeah, so the key is then, stop thinking about people in terms of personality traits or not, of like dispositions or like habits or like those sorts of things. Start thinking about people in terms of strategic capabilities, right? So you want to start thinking about, would this type of person, would they backstab me here? And instead you should think, would they understand the utility? Do they have enough of strategic foresight for them to understand that it would be worth it to backstab me here, to get the upper hand, right? Because your real issue is not, because you might have like someone who never, you know, is always super trustworthy, blah, blah, blah. They're probably running a strategy where they appear super trustworthy to gain people's respect, right? And so in that person, you basically you think like, okay, either they're doing their strategy incorrectly, which they can be doing. They might be being overly trustworthy. Their trustworthy strateginess is actually not working, but you can exploit that because you understand that their strategic capabilities are. You see, that's the thing. You might think that someone's naive or overly trusting. The thing is, they have a strategy. They're a sociopath. Or no, I'm using the terms now. I'm using the made up medical terms. They're just like you and me, right? They're thinking through these things strategically, and they're putting on a front, and their front they're putting on is all about appearing honest and courting trust and blah 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 blah, and they're naive. They're bad at doing this. They don't realize the bad strategy is a bad one, right? That's what happens when someone is a naively trusting person, right? Unless someone's actually putting on a meta strategy where they're trying to convince you that they don't understand. This is where super intelligence comes in. The super intelligent are the ones who are basically able to comprehend the meta strategies that are going on at any given moment. So the super basically that's how you want to be thinking about it, right? Am I making sense here? I think I'm making sense here. I actually think this is like some of the most sense I've ever made in a video. It's honestly like kind of refreshing to get this off, to finally say, just finally say what is happening, right? Like to finally actually speak candidly for once in my fucking life, right? Like, well, I mean, I actually speak pretty openly on a lot of these videos. I actually, you know what? I'm a pretty open book on these videos. I'm much more scheming in real life, if that makes sense. I think I let myself go here because I understand that I'm speaking to people for once who actually understand me, who are going to appreciate me. And there are a lot of comments that don't seem to get it. And they're just along for the ride. You know what I'm saying? But I know that I have an audience, a core audience that understands me and appreciates me. And, for that I actually, I don't give that much of a shit, right? Like I don't really care about sycophants. I've got other ventures if I need like external validation, right? But it's something, right? And so where was I again? I think I was just, I think I've kind of explained everything. I think it's all in there. Basically, the insight again is that is that everyone's mind is a little twisted. They're all capable of much worse. Like stop thinking about it in terms of this person I could never see this person hurting a fly. Because that is literally just false. That they could hurt a fly, right? You like these sort of prescriptions are just completely banal, meaningless, and they're actually put in place by some, super intelligent people. That's kind of why I kind of feel a little bad. But I'm presuming I'm speaking to an audience of also super intelligent people. But these strategies are kind of put in place by super intelligent people. These sorts of cliches, right? These sort of folksier, like sort of naive understandings of human psychology. These are like put in place by people who are like doing the exploiting to try and just try and defeat people whose strategies are really basically confuse people profoundly, so they don't even realize, again, they never see the insights of dark psychology. So I think that's honestly it. Sorry, I just had a cough. I just coughed, yeah. I don't know why I said I had a cough, I just coughed. So anyways, I think that's the end of the video. I think I've honestly got a lot of important stuff about dark psychology. And yeah, I have. And like the thing is, there's a lot more you can do with this dark psychology information. Playboi Carti dropped I Am Music today. Oh my gosh, I made that video like a few weeks ago, about like the high IQ music to listen to. And I mentioned I Am Music, and I was so right. I was so vindicated on this. Literally, like I was able to give this video so succinctly, and like literally my communication abilities that I'm putting on display here in crafting a video like this are exemplified just because I listened to I Am Music all day today, and I got literally so many fucking like mental reps in, and I was literally fucking expanding my mind. It was so fucking trippy and awesome. Yeah, I think that's it. Dark Psychology, more videos coming out. Do not expect this is not the end of Dark Psychology. There's a lot of shit to get to. Again, if you missed the first video, I would honestly go watch that right now. Again, yeah, the world is not ending, probably. Well, I would say like it's a 30% chance now. I've kind of got some shit figured out, right? I'll keep you posted on that too. But yeah, more Dark Psychology videos on the way. I hope you guys are having a great one. Bye-bye.